Dear electronic music gear companies, stop doing this. Freebeat. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shoutout goes to Luke Stark. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. Today it's going to be a little bit of an electronic music gear rant. And this particular rant is aimed at those wonderful electronic music gear manufacturers. And how I really want them to stop doing one thing in particular. So right in front of me here I have the Roland E4 voice tweaker. It's a battery-powered vocal effects unit with a mic in, sync in and out, separate line in, MIDI in and out, USB Type-C, a whole bunch of different vocal management effects and tweaking, as they call it, vocoder, harmony features, auto pitch. It can take auto tune pitch from, or pitch correction, I should say. But pitch correction, it can take that from, it can take MIDI data from a keyboard in, and it's a really awesome piece of gear. I've really been enjoying it, except for one thing. The 1/4-inch mic jack is on the front of the unit. All of the other ports are on the top. As you can see, sync in and out, mix in and out. This is just going to my audio interface, by the way, in case I decide to power it on. And then on the back, we've got power switch, USB Type-C, and 3.5mm MIDI in and out. You might think that my big complaint would be about the 3.5mm MIDI, and while that is annoying, it's nowhere near as annoying as having the mic jack on the front. This is not a rack-mounted piece of gear. In my opinion, that's the only time when it's okay to have jacks and ports on the very front of a piece of gear like this. Having the mic jack on the front means that 3 of the sides of this piece of gear have cables coming out of them. So let me show you how annoying this actually is. And I'm not just singling Roland out here, by the way. There are a lot of companies that do this. Even my beloved Korg NTS-1 has a headphone jack on the front of the device. So here's the keyboard that I frequently use to control the E4. This is my Arturia KeyStep 37. Pull the camera out here a bit. Let's go ahead and plug our power into the KeyStep 37. There we go, just like that. Let's plug our 5-pin MIDI into the MIDI out of the KeyStep 37. Okay. And let's plug MIDI into the back of the E4. Okay, this is a pretty tidy looking setup right here, yeah? Got the keyboard, got the E4, everything's ready to go. It's nice and compact. All of my controls are, if I line it up like this, all of my controls are right here, basically. Even over here, it's not that bad. I got my arpeggiator and sequencer controls, got my stop and play buttons here. Got all the E4 stuff right here, and then I've got my CC nubs, should I choose to use them over there. But we're missing something. We're missing the microphone that goes into the E4. Now, what happens when we have to plug this thing in, okay? It's so frustrating. So frustrating. What is the point of having the microphone jack like this? Even on the side, even just taking this and turning it sideways would have been a better solution than to have this set up in this manner. Look at how ridiculous this is. You have MIDI in coming in the back, going, out like that. Then almost on that same vertical line, you've got the mic in coming in the front like that. Then you've got the headphone out, or just the line out in my case here, coming off the top like that. It does not make any sense to me. A side note, being a content creator, it's hard to fit this whole thing on camera when you have the mic jack in the front like that. Now, I know I could get a right angle connector, but it's still going to be super ugly and awkward. It's not going to sit just like this would. Look at that. You know how cool it would be to actually be able to use this setup like that? But nope, it's got to be like this. So please, gear manufacturers, please stop putting ports and jacks on the front of gear. Please stop. I'm not even really sure what purpose, having a jack on the front like this is supposed to have. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. Like I mentioned earlier, having stuff on the front of rack-mounted gear is fine because it goes in a rack and you have access to the front and you have access to the back. Having this jack on the front of this device here feels to me like the equivalent of having a jack on top of a piece of rack-mounted gear, where you stack them vertically in a rack and then trying to squeeze your hand into that teeny little gap, just millimeters wide, between two pieces of rack-mounted gear vertically and insert a cable. It's just not going to work. That's exactly what this feels like to me. And again, I just don't understand why it was done. Another offender of this, I just realized, is the MPC One. As you can see, we've got our Ethernet port here for link, our AC adapter, USB Type A, USB Type B, 5-pin MIDI in and out, 4 CV/gate outputs right there. We've got a volume knob for the line in, which we have a left and right for line in, left and right for line out, and master volume. However, if we flip it around to the front, as you can see, we've got our 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as an SD card. Fun fact, actually, when I flipped the MPC One around to show you the back, I went like this. Let's see what just happened. I just set it down lightly on the table, and would you look at that? The SD card popped out. I mean, come on. Do you know how many times I have been trying to use the MPC One? And I'll set up my MIDI keyboard like this, as close as I can possibly get, pull it in. Oh, and look at that. I don't know if you can see, but we just ejected the SD card. The SD card in the MPC standalone series is everything. That's your projects, that's your synth engines, it's literally everything. It's all your samples. Yeah, it's basically everything. If that pops out, it's bad news. Just wanted to show that there are quite a few pieces of gear, just among the ones that I own, that have this design issue. So, please, gear manufacturers, stop doing this.
I think everybody would appreciate it if you stopped putting jacks on the front of gear. Was this video just an excuse to use the E4 again? Maybe. But
it is something that I actually feel very strongly about, and that I've complained about a couple times with the NTS One as well. I might as well show the NTS One real quick since I'm talking about it. Here it is. On the back here, we've got volume wheel, USB, MIDI in, sync in and out, and audio in. So almost everything except, wha-bam, on the front, headphone jack in the worst possible place. If anyone out there happens to know why some gear manufacturers insist on putting jacks on the front of their gear when there's already a bunch of ports on the back and sometimes even the top as well, please let me know in a comment below. I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. Thanks for hearing my rant out. If you did like it, be sure to leave a like on the video. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.